Hello and welcome to round 7 of the 2016 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Silverstone in Great Britain. I'm your lead commentator Bradley Downton, joined today by Harry Westwood.
Hello.
Let's take a look through the grid then for the British V-Prix of 2016. It's Olin Inman on pole, is 4th of the season. Jon Matson is alongside in 2nd. Johan Halvorsen lines up 3rd ahead of Stuart Harrison on an all-meteor 2nd row. Nikolai Milkovic leads Adrian Simon on row 3. Elroy Wagner ahead of the top Brit in the field, Will Hoskins. Enrique Ruiz and Carson Davenport round out the top 10. James Harding is 11th ahead of Timo Kinnaman on row 6, while Jochen van Snelheid leads Nathaniel Powers on row 7. It's Lewis Ellington and Marcus Thunder for an all-British row 8. Kip Maxwell leads Felix Bayer on row 9, and Puccio Giordano and Carl Beckenbauer are an Ocelot lockout on row 10. Judson Sykes is best of the new teams ahead of his teammate Alexei Nowasinski. Arden Hutchinson leads Douglas Bacon, and at the back, Kiara Thunder ahead of her Holmqvist teammate Aaron Einerson. So as we go down to the grid then, we have Olin Inman on pole on the right, Jon Matson in 2nd on the left. The lights go out now and we're racing in Silverstone. It's a good start by Inman, but Matson looks as though he's maybe bogged down slightly, but he's going to hold on 2nd place there around turn 1, but Inman is off like a scolded cat. Jon Matson following through in 2nd. It's Johan Halvorsen 3rd, Nikolai Milkovic between the two meteors as they go 3 wide through turn 2, and that's Adrian Simon up on 2 wheels.
I just want to say I really like your analogy there of like a scolded cat. Or no, that's a simile, isn't it? It's both. But look at the sort of the gap that the front two already have. As Milkovic is going for a move on the inside, and
there's contact.
Well, we didn't see
any
any
in the background
contact
as well, and that's Nikolai Milkovic around, and I think that's Powers in the background for Downton. But amazingly, everyone seems to have got through without damage.
And now he's just about to... Oh, he's just managed to stay ahead of Alexei Nowasinski there. That's actually very impressive driving to stay ahead of the pole.
Yeah, spot on. I think that was obviously Johan Halvorsen who was caught up in that because he was running... Well, he was 3rd at the start of this lap, but he's dropped back now to behind Adrian Simon and between the two Franklins.
Indeed.
But it's Olin Inman leading this one then as we near the end of the opening lap. Jon Matson is into 2nd and Stuart Harrison up to 3rd as Adrian Simon looks to challenge, I think that's Enrique Ruiz for 4th place. No, it's not Wagner.
See, we always get the two Franklins the wrong way round, even though they've got their names on the side pod.
Yeah, in massive, great big letters.
There's a bit of a mess.
That might have been contact in the background because that was a yellow flag briefly.
Here we go.
This is on board with Milkovic then. What happened?
Oh, he didn't even make contact.
No, he just got down the inside of Halvorsen. I think there was just enough contact to turn him round. And this is on board with Powers then slightly further back, and he definitely got into the Lopez.
There was contact there. I was about to say Lontact, but you've got to remember that the drivers haven't driven these cars at this fuel level all weekend. So
that's Adrian Simon just about holding on. He's going to go around the outside of Elroy Wagner with a brilliant move, and Johan Halvorsen's going to follow him through.
Well, that was amazing, and now he's got to watch out for an attack from his teammate who's looking ever faster with every race this season.
Yeah, definitely. Enrique Ruiz certainly on it this season, making Elroy Wagner look, to be honest, a little silly.
Kind of average, especially for a world champion. Obviously, this is the first time in Formula Virtual history this season where we've actually had 2 world champions in one team.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yep. Crazy stuff. But yeah, back to Milkovic's mistake. I think he must have just been caught out by the cold tyres, the fuel load. The track is still relatively green. It's not going to have rubbered in much over the weekend. The support series do it some good, but not too much effect. So what you'll find is the drivers just trying to find their rhythm in these opening few laps. So there could be more mistakes and contact to come. Oh,
absolutely is into the pits. That is Nikolai Milkovic, and he's without a rear wing. And that coming down the pit lane is the Lopez of Jochen van Snelheid without a front wing. So I'm guessing there was probably contact here. And it's Kip Maxwell has spun, and Milkovic has hit him. And, well, this is on board with Jochen van Snelheid. So just straight into the back of Milkovic. He had nowhere to go.
Oh, and then Maxwell reversing very dangerously onto the racing line before shunting Van Snelheid ever so strongly on the rear. I was going to say ever so slightly, but it was quite a fair thump.
Yeah, but unfortunately then, Nikolai Milkovic, who has qualified so well for this V-Prix, as we see Carson Davenport down the inside of Ellington, but he's spun at Copse.
Oh, he's done well to keep it going there. Because obviously it's very easy for the anti-stall to kick in on the engine there. I don't know why they call it the anti-stall, because it cuts the engine anyway. But I think they do it just to prevent any damage it can cause to the gearbox. But he did a good job of keeping it going, but he's going to be disappointed that the move didn't come off.
Yeah, absolutely. But just going back to that, it's been a miserable opening 3 laps for Nikolai Milkovic, who now finds himself as the first retirement from the British V-Prix.
Absolutely. I mean, he would have been hoping to do well. He would have hoping for there.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, there's a very wide Ocelot. Rejoins just in front of the Westwood on the exit of Stowe. Not the best place to do that. Very high speed corner. He's lucky to get away with that. That's Puccio Giordano. So hopefully we'll get a replay of what sent him off the track so far.
Absolutely. As we cut back to the leaders then, Olin Inman already stretching a huge
Adrian
gap.
Simon.
And down the inside, down the inside of Stuart Harrison comes Adrian Simon.
Ooh.
There's a slight bang of wheels, but Simon goes through into 3rd place.
That wasn't just an overtake. That was a bit of a elbows out, shoulder barge saying, I want this place and there's nothing you're going to do to stop me.
Yeah, as we see... is that the Franklins have dropped back? Because they're battling with a Westwood now.
They might have. I don't know. I haven't been paying them much attention. I've been looking at the back of the grid. I don't know how Felix Bayer managed to make his way so far down the pack.
Something we'll have to hopefully get a replay of. But just a note on tyre choices then. Olin Inman up front and streaking away from the field is running on the softs, as we see
Nathaniel
Powers down the inside of one of the North Stars at Copse, but doesn't quite pull it off as they head into the Maggots and Beckett's complex.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wouldn't have seen what Carson Davenport did a couple of laps earlier, but he would have been thinking maybe try and keep it a bit calmer. And is it just me, or is it looking a bit cloudier out there at the moment, Bradley?
It is, but then it's Britain, so...
Oh yeah, that's how our summers go, to be honest. We had our heat wave a couple of weeks ago, and now this is what we've got as, I suppose, karma. I don't know what we did to deserve it, though.
We had British summer, but all 6 weeks of British summer came in about 3 days.
That's actually a really good way of putting it. I think, yeah, the Franklins must have made a mistake because that's the fun is ahead of them.
That's Will Hoskins in 6th, obviously in the fun, and I think that's Timo Kinnaman, so in 8th for Westwood.
Well, he's not running last, so it can't be Maxwell.
Ooh, harsh.
I suppose that is something good to talk about at the moment. Maxwell obviously having not run yet this season. Oh, yellow flag in the middle sector. I'll put a hold on what I was saying, but it's gone in now. So Kip Maxwell ran brilliantly last season, but this season has struggled to get into gear for the first couple of races compared to Will Hoskins, who did struggle a bit last season, but was fairly even, if slightly behind Timo Kinnaman. Moves to fun. As we see.
Sorry to cut across you, but we're just going on board with Wagner. And I'm wondering if this is what happened, and that's why the Franklins dropped back then. Wagner down the inside just lost it on his own and held up his own teammate.
Hoskins was the big winner there. Managed to move up from 9th all the way to 6th. Fantastic opportunism there from the Brit.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Adrian Simon now all over the back of his countryman John Matson for 2nd place, while Olin Inman continues to streak away.
He's gonna dive down the inside, but it's noof. No, John Matson kind of knew that Simon was too far back and slammed the door. As we see Ruiz now having a go at Hoskins, and he's almost spun it, but he's kept it going in the right direction. He's still attacking Will Hoskins, but I think Will has got track position for now, making that fun as wide as possible. And this is just proving really what I was about to say, that since it's been announced that he's moving from Westwood and he's joined Fun, he's really been picking up his pace and finding his rhythm. I think perhaps there was just something about the Westwood garage that didn't suit him, or he just couldn't. He just didn't get along well in there, and he's found himself to be more sort of in the zone when he knew he was going to a different place.
Yeah, definitely, as we've got another yellow flag in the middle sector. Maybe he just didn't like the colour of the car.
Maybe. It's quite
Oh,
a
as
shade.
in the background, that's Elroy Wagner spinning off at Stowe.
Ooh.
And he's just cut across the track in front of Lewis Ellington. But, well, that was a bit close.
Yeah, he's lucky to get away with that. I mean, you know, that wouldn't have done his tyres a lot of good going off the track at such a high speed backwards, but I'll be interested to see what actually made him go off. Because that's a rookie mistake if he did it himself.
Well, yeah, from the off-board shot, it looked as though he just... Oh my God, Marcus Thunder's in 9th.
Let's have a look at what tyres Thunder is on. I believe he's on the mediums.
Super softs.
I was close.
Yes, just take a run through the tyre strategies then, although stop me if anything exciting happens.
I will.
On the super softs, we have Tumo Kinnaman, Marcus Thunder, Kip Maxwell, and Puccio Giordano. On the hard tyres, we have James Harding, Jochen van Snelheid, and Carl Beckenbauer. And then Johan Halvorsen and Stuart Harrison, Will Hoskins, Felix Bayer, Alexei Nowosinski, Douglas Bacon, and Chiara Thunder are on the mediums, and everyone else is on the softs.
Woo!
Including our current top three.
Oh, there we go. Adrian Simon has just made contact with John Matson. Going through Stowe, I think Simon was on the inside. Love to get a replay of that. And the big question is there any damage for Simon? He's under attack now from Enrique Ruiz, who's made his way past Will Hoskins, who's being blocked a bit by Simon. And Ruiz has actually managed to gain 2 places out of that. Now we've got that's Ellington on the back of James Harding.
Yeah,
and he's made a
slight
stick.
contact.
No, they're still wheel to wheel. They've got Wagner looming in their mirrors, still side by side. Oh, and Harding finally sort of, what's the word?
Concedes.
That's the one. That's actually a really nice word. That was a good battle there.
Yeah, and a brilliant move around the outside from Lewis Ellington as they head into club.
It really shows you the level of respect that the drivers have for each other.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting some great racing out there already today as we've got another yellow flag.
And then another one.
This time in the final sector.
So it's already been quite an eventful race in the opening 8 laps.
It most certainly has, as we see now. That's Elroy Wagner trying to find his way back past James Harding after obviously spinning out earlier on.
Can't quite find the space on the inside. And you go for the outside there, and you will probably at that speed be hung out to dry.
Yeah, although Adrian Simon's already proved this race that it does work going around the outside of Luffield.
That's true, but he was not arguably really, he was in the fastest car on the grid. And the Franklin isn't quite there yet.
Well, this is true.
But that's a bit of tyre smoke there, a lock up from Tumo Kinnaman there, I think.
Possibly, I wasn't watching, to be honest.
That's something else we can talk about, is the way all the teams have been shifting and changing so much in the last couple of races. I mean, just about France was last race, wasn't it? No, that was Spain. 2 races ago, you had like Westwood and Fun. They were fighting for podiums, and now their pace has already dropped off. It's looking like a really innovative season for Formula Virtual, where everyone's trying to move ahead, rather than what we've seen in previous seasons. They tend to pile on all their research at the start of the season or in the winter, and then they just leave it for most of the season. As we see Kip Maxwell under attack from Alexei Nowosinski, and they've spun. Oh, and again he reverses onto the racing line. Oh, he actually manages to keep it out the wall. And he rejoins right in front of fast-moving traffic. He's very lucky not to lose a rear wing there. That was very dangerous from the Brit. That was... Well, I'd even say that was reckless.
Well, you're certainly digging at your own driver today, aren't you?
Well, I feel like criticism is sometimes a necessary part of growing as an athlete and as a person, really.
Obviously, earlier you mentioned Felix Bayer. He's now found himself down in 24th place, so it really isn't going the Dutchman's way at the moment.
No, he seems to be having a bit of an abysmal race, and we don't have any explanation for it. are actually at the moment forced to assume that's his pace.
Well, I'd imagine there's got to be some sort of incident that's seen him down there.
Yeah.
But we've got Olin Inman leading at the moment then as we start lap 10, and Adrian Simon closes right back up to Enrique Ruiz then. But Inman leads by about 7 seconds from John Matson. Stuart Harrison already a further 12 back in third place.
Yep. As we see Kit Maxwell breathe.
Oh, and that's Simon down the inside of Enrique Ruiz.
Oh, wow. And Ruiz comes back. They're still wheel to wheel.
But Simon holds on around the outside of Luffield.
That was a beautiful overtake from the Frenchman. Just about held it. I mean, you can see the car was slightly getting away from him, but he managed to hold on and take that place from the Brazilian. It was very good driving. Inch perfect.
Yeah, absolutely, and in just 10 laps, Simon has pulled off 2 incredible moves already, although obviously he did have that contact slightly earlier with John Matson.
You get a sort of a sense of urgency when you watch Adrian Simon drive today, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's, imagine if he hadn't made that contact with Matson, we could have had a cracking battle on for the lead.
Yeah, but don't forget it's a long race, so we could see a good battle yet.
This is very true, we could. Simon just has to find his way past a couple more cars than he ideally would have liked.
Yeah, but from what we've seen so far today, I think if any man is going to be able to do it, it's him.
Most definitely. As we jump on board then with Timo Kinman running in 8th place.
Sporting that interesting Tofu Cute sponsor on the helmet. I don't know what inspired Westwood to agree to such a bizarre deal, but it has gained them quite a following in Japan. For some reason.
Yes, all of 3.
Actually, today it went up to 4.
Oof, wow. Pushing boundaries there.
Obviously, Japan's team is still regarded by all as Franklin Honda.
Don't forget Ocelot.
Well, I mean...
who are actually Japanese.
Well, yeah, but they haven't won world championships.
Well, no, this is true.
And you could argue Franklin have brought more success to Japan.
Most definitely. Let's just take a... We're 11 laps into this V-Prix. And Olin Inman
Oh, I've got to cut across you because Adrian Simon has just pulled off a fantastic overtake around the outside of Johan Halvorsen going through Stowe on lap 11. That is sensational.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful once more from the Frenchman. As into the pits comes, I think that's Timo Kinnaman on the super soft tyres. It is.
Yep. So we've got the first of the super soft runners in.
Yeah, so already in the pits after 11 laps on the super softs. So that would give an estimation of about 4 stops.
Well done. Sorry, that was that was a bit sharp. I'm sorry. No, but Bradley is correct. Only I think 2 other cars scheduled to stop from what we could see of the pit crews out in the garage, out of their garages. But by that I mean the little red square things.
Well, yeah, there's one of them. That's Puccio Giordano, isn't it?
Oh yes.
So also in on the super soft tyres. So the only runners on the super softs that haven't pitted yet are Kit Maxwell, although he's in the pits in the background as we've just seen, and Marcus Thunder, who's managed to eke, well, at the moment, another lap out of his tyres than anyone else on the super softs.
Because everyone else has something that he doesn't. It's called downforce.
Would that be downforce?
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're good at this.
We should do more of these guessing games.
We should, it's so much fun. And now look, Ruiz has really put the pedal to the metal, as they say, because he's now right on the back of Johan Halvorsen. But then, of course, we can't forget that Simon pushed his way past not too long ago. That was a very long stop for Kit Maxwell. Although he did sustain damage in the contact with Milkovic.
Exactly. Just another note on this Ruiz-Halvorsen battle. Let's not forget, Ruiz is on the soft tyres while Halvorsen is running on the mediums.
I'm just going to stay quiet.
And that's another case here. Simon in 4th on the softs has rapidly caught Stuart Harrison on the mediums. And he follows him now through as they head into Brooklands, and behind the other Meteor being
Duffield.
chased. The first bit was Brooklands.
Is it?
Yep. The first left-hander is Brooklands, then the right-hander is Luffield. And then that flat-out right-hander as you head onto the old pit straight is Woodcote.
Someone's been doing their research.
Someone has a track map.
Wow. And you think I'm doing all this from memory? What are these S's called that we're watching a beautiful battle through at the moment?
Maggots and Beckett's, everyone knows that. And then Chapel at the end onto
Well
the Hag
done.
Straight.
You kind of realised at the end I was expecting the rest of it, didn't you?
As down into Stowe then, up the inside goes Adrian Simon, but no, there's contact again! Although they both look as though they might have got away with it, and I don't think either are quite going to lose a position, though Simon is going to have to defend into Vale from Stuart Harrison, but he's managed to hold on then as they come through club and start what will be lap 14 for them. Adrian Simon has his second bout of contact today.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to be in the driver debriefing, even just after those two. Ooh, loses the rear end there a little bit. I think he might be overheating his tyres.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I wonder if those soft tyres are starting to go off a bit.
They could be, Bradley. But even just from those two instances of contact, I would not want to be in that driver debriefing afterwards. Because obviously the top team this year, we think, they're going to be expecting better of their drivers.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to note, Marcus Thunder has now pitted for his first stop. I don't think we saw it on screen. I think he went just a lap longer, and he's come out behind Elroy Wagner in 11th place.
Huh. That's not bad, actually. That's quite impressive.
It is in a Downton.
That's what I meant. Oh, bit of a slide there from Enrico Ruiz. Perhaps the tyres and the dirty air are all coming together to possibly make it a bit tricky for him.
Yeah, very possible. As we see, that's Puccio Giordano down the inside of Aaron Einerson.
Cutting the corner for it.
But Einerson is trying to hold on, but eventually Giordano gets him and around the outside then.
That was, well, I mean, it was a good little battle, but I think we all knew that Giordano was going to win. Fresh super softs versus old softs, and of course, his car is still superior.
Yeah.
No offense to the new teams, they're doing a good job. I just thought I should drop that in so they don't get upset.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's going to be tricky for them this year. They're coming in brand new to the series, and I don't think they can legitimately expect to challenge with any of the existing teams, especially not after the European updates have come into effect.
No, I mean, they were doing a good job before the European updates. They were sort of keeping in touch with the back of the field, but obviously, with all the European developments, they've now completely managed to lose the back of the field. But one thing they should be proud of themselves for is their reliability. Aside from a few of the failures we've had with Holmqvist, as we see...
Oh, sorry to cut across you. I was just going to say, into the pits comes race leader Olin Inman then.
Haven't seen a lot of this man this race.
No, we haven't. He's just been up front on his own, doing his own thing. But Jean Matson is going to continue round then to start lap 16, and take the lead of the British V-Prix for the first time in this race. Someone other than Olin Inman crosses the line ahead. So he managed 15 laps on those soft tyres, and also into the pits now comes Carson Davenport.
So some of the soft runners might be able to go a bit longer than the others, but with lap 16...
And I think, yeah, that's Wagner in as well. And Adrian Simon.
So they're still looking at 3 stops at the moment. To make it a 2-stop on the soft, they'd have to go about 18 laps on each stint. Yeah, 18 laps on each stint.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously we're only 3 away from that, so it'd be interesting to see if anyone can manage that.
Well, time will tell, brothers. Time will tell.
It certainly will, as Olin Inman feeds back out in 2nd place, so the pace that he's shown in that first stint alone has already gained him a pit stop over the medium running Meteors.
which is basically what he needs. So
yeah, while Adrian Simon, after his first stop on the soft tyres, has come out behind Timo Kinnaman and Marcus Thunder on the super softs.
that's the difference between a clean race up front and getting caught up in traffic and battling.
Most definitely, as out of the pits comes Nathaniel Powers then, so he managed to make his soft tyres last 15 laps as well. And now in comes race leader John Matson for his first stop of the race. At the end of lap 16, Olin Inman will come through to take the lead. Enrique Ruiz pits from what would have been 5th place. And Harrison and Howison obviously go through as they are on the mediums and are expected to go quite a bit longer, as we have a yellow flag in the middle sector.
He's just gone away now, so Oh! Ruiz has got out ahead of Matson.
Yeah, so that must have been an awfully long stop for the Ingram squad, and they have lost the position there to their fellow engine.
And John
users.
Matson's also come out behind Timo Kinnaman, so he's now going to have Adrian Simon for company, which he's not going to be a fan of in the next lap or so.
No, especially as they came together not a handful of laps ago.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, Kinnaman and Simon are on hot, tyres. They've already had him pounding around the track for a lap, but he's just fresh out the pits. They're quite cold. He might struggle for grip, especially right in the slipstream of that Westwood.
Yeah, definitely. So, but Will Hoskins also on the mediums, currently running up in 4th place. That's a solid effort from him so far. As into the pits comes Judson Sykes for North Star.
Oh wait, Simon is already on the back of John Matson. He must have made a mistake, because he's dropped back quite a lot. Unless he genuinely was really struggling on those tyres.
That could be.
But hopefully we'll get a replay if he's made a mistake. If not, he might have just been struggling for grip, as Olin Inman sets the new fastest lap of the race at 28.744.
Yeah, he's certainly pushing in. He's already got a 5-second gap back to his closest rival, who is Stuart Harrison, who has not yet pitted.
Yep.
So, I mean, let's take a look at these. Obviously, we've got to wait for the medium runners to come in to see roughly how many stops we expect them to make, but the super soft runners are looking at 4 stops at the moment. We've got Adrian Simon all over the back of John Matson. He spun off as they head into Village.
Oh, and he took a little bit off of the Downton there. I don't know if that was a crucial part or not. It looked like a bit of end plate perhaps, and now some bits are flying off of the DS Downton.
None of that Downton is crucial.
That's true. It's not
None
like
of it does anything. It's all there for show.
It's actually just acting like one big sort of paper bag, slowing you down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which you can see by, well, that.
Yeah, Adrian Simon's just gone.
But hopefully the damage on both cars won't have been too severe. Yeah, there's the front right end plate is missing off of.
Yeah, I don't think it's it's one of the little winglets that holds the Aviva logo. That's literally the sole reason for its purpose. Is to hold a logo.
Sponsor space. That's what you call it, not front wing. You call it sponsor space.
Yeah, definitely. We'd stick more on the car if we could, but we're not allowed.
Riding on board now with Elroy Wagner then. Not doing very well in this Grand Prix at the moment.
No, he does seem to be struggling. He is running on the soft tyres.
He was just on screen, Bradley. The yellow ones are soft.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. We've got that's Puccio Giordano all over the back of Alexei Nowosinski at the moment, isn't it?
Will Hoskins, running third, has found his way ahead of Halverson.
Oh, now how has that happened?
I assume he was faster than Halverson.
I find that unlikely.
Yeah.
I think Halverson's made an error.
More than likely.
We see Carson Davenport coming under attack. Elroy Wagner for 10th place.
Oh, sorry, I just sneezed. I don't know if you could tell from the achoo sound.
Lovely. New microphone, please.
It's funny. It's funny until you realise he's not joking. Like, it's just coated in slime.
Oh, no. Too
Moving
far.
on,
Far.
Nathaniel Powers has found his way up into 14th, Giordano into 16th, and Bayer is in between them in 15th. So all three of them making moves up the grid in rather, rapid fashion. Although I say that, we are nearly halfway through the Grand Prix.
Yeah, as we have...
V-Prix, I said V-Prix.
I wasn't going to pick you up on that, but okay. Oh, we've got contact there. Yep, there's some tyre smoke, and there is a car round, and that is Carl Beckenbauer.
Ever the impressive.
Or
That
not.
was sarcasm. I don't know if you could tell from my tone of voice.
All the whisper of sarcasm.
Well, that's usually a bit of a giveaway.
Oh, I think this is that's Enrique Ruiz challenging Johan Alverson's. We've got more yellow flags and more cars off the circuit. That's a North Star, and I think that's Judson Sykes.
Do you know what else I think, Bradley? Timo Kinnaman has actually found his way past John Matson again. No, wait, they didn't get past him. Hang on.
Adrian Simon's behind the pair of them.
Yeah, hang on. Because it went... Kinnaman...
Yeah, no, that's how they
Matson,
came out of the
Ruiz.
pits. Nothing's changed.
No, because it went... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because Ruiz jumped Matson in the pits, didn't he? And then, as they came
so
out, they had
Westwood
Kinnaman
gets-
between them.
Oh!
There's contact between Kinnaman and the North Star of Sykes as they come through Beckett. But
Gets out of the way for John Matson, though. As,
yeah,
Halverson
that's Ruiz. That's Ruiz past Halverson using the back marker of Aaron Einerson, I think that was.
And that's John Matson past Kinnaman because he's ever so slightly lucky with the back markers. And now Simon has caught right up to the back of him already.
Yeah, but he wasn't that far behind. Let's be fair, he is in a considerably quicker car.
He did also like half spin it. No, he spun it on the entry to Village.
He did. Yes, I remember that now.
Haha! I didn't want to think that we don't actually know what we're talking about. We don't. But we're good at not knowing what we're talking about.
Yes, we make it sound like we do. Olin Inman then, we've completed 20 laps in this V-Prix. Leads Stuart Harrison by 9.5 seconds. Will Hoskins is 20.6 seconds back in third place from the race lead. Enrique Ruiz is Inman's closest challenger, who has also made a pit stop, and he is 22 seconds behind.
Yes, he is.
And Marcus Thunder's still in the points.
For now.
Right.
Hang on, did we see Marcus Thunder pit?
Yes, well, no, we didn't see him pit, but he pitted a lap after the everyone else on the Super Softs.
Oh. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm sorry.
Nor does anyone else.
Ah!
As we see, oh, that's Simon. That's Simon on Matson, and he's going around the outside of Stowe, and he's through Adrian Simon into 7th place, and now he's looking at challenging Timo Kinnaman as they head into Vale.
Club. Yeah, Vale into Club.
Vale and Club. But he can't quite make the move, so
think-
Adrian Simon has to settle for 7th.
Sorry to cut across you there, but I think Timo Kinnaman was actually blocked on the apex of Stowe because we saw a lot of tyre smoke and two very
Ooh.
slow-moving cars.
Sorry, Simon got very, very sideways there through farm as we've got Enrique Ruiz all over the back of Will Hoskins for 3rd place. Is he going to... Oh, there we go, we're back. Are we going to take a look down the inside into Brooklyn?
No, Hoskins hangs on, and here comes Simon now down the inside of Kinnaman. That Westwood engine actually holding out surprisingly well against the Downton, and Simon just sort of loses it on the exit there. His tyres seem to be going off, but speaking of tyres going off, we should expect Kinnaman in the pits this lap.
Yeah, we certainly should, and that'll certainly please Adrian Simon as we go back to Enrique Ruiz, who is glued, absolutely glued to the gearbox of Will Hoskins' fun.
He's doing everything he can to get past, but the Brit, you know, he's got experience of, well, leading races, so he's not going to crack under the pressure. He goes defensive now, heading up into Stowe. He comes back onto the racing line. Oh!
He gets very, very close.
Slightly
As Adrian
dangerous
Simon goes around the outside of Timo Kinnaman as they head up the hangar straight and into Stowe. And Adrian Simon is through, and you're quite right, into the pits does peel the Westwood.
Anyone would think I'm in charge of their strategy.
Well...
Well, sort of, I suppose.
So by that logic then, we should also be expecting Puccio Giordano and the second Westwood of Kip Maxwell also into the pits from 16th and 18th respectively.
Probably, but you're not the strategist, so you might not be right.
No, but probably. Oh, and that's Ruiz. Sorry, we have a yellow flag in the first sector, but Ruiz through past Hoskins into third place as they come down the oh god, what bloody straight is that? Wellington Straight and into Brooklands.
Yes, you are correct.
So the only 3 people in the top 10 to have not made a pit stop now are Harrison, Halverson and Hoskins, all starting with an H.
Yeah, and the 3 guys running on mediums.
That's probably why they haven't stopped yet. Here comes Puccio Giordano for a second stop on lap 22. And Kip
Yeah,
Maxwell
and
just behind
in behind him comes Kip Maxwell.
who should really be in front of an Ocelot.
He should be, but he's not. That was a very quick stop from Ocelot.
It was.
Did they even change the tyres, or did they just jack him up and say, get on with it?
And then, yeah, I think they literally just said that they just jacked him up and then jacked him off.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
my.
We've got a meteor in the pits. That's Halverson.
It is.
I sounded like a child, didn't I?
And that, then, was at the end of lap 23. So, those medium-tyred runners look as though they're going to be doing 2 stops to the soft-tyred runners 3 and the super softs 4. And that's very interesting.
It is?
It is.
It is.
As I think Marcus Thunder's in the pits now because he's just dropped down the table. As that's Elroy Wagner, and he's down the inside of Carson Davenport. Finally, he's been sat behind him for a while, but at the same place that his teammate did the other fun, he's finally got past Carson Davenport.
It took him a little while, but he's finally managed to sort of find her way. His way. Oh boy.
I didn't realise he'd had a sex change.
Neither did he, apparently.
We'll start calling him Eleni Wagner.
That's actually that actually works really well.
You
Or
heard it here
Eleanor.
first there, ladies and gentlemen. And into the pits then comes the second meteor of Stuart Harrison. But, oh no, Will Hoskins is pitting as well.
So he is.
Although Hoskins is... Oh! We've got contact.
That's an awfully bizarre place to have contact. As we've got the... Oh, okay, just carry on driving into someone.
And that's what happened then. Kiara Thunder down the inside, and it's Elroy Wagner involved again. And the 2 just locked wheels, and Carson Davenport also got caught up in that. And the 3 of them just couldn't really go in there. And the 2 firsts as well got involved.
I think that's probably going to spell doom for Wagner's race. Huh. We cut away of a shot of him going around a corner to a shot of him going around a corner.
Yeah, but still in 9th place, although he is a minute off of the lead. As into the pits comes Felix Bayer.
On the mediums.
Yes.
I'm actually quite good at tyre spotting at the moment. Marcus Thunder has now dropped to 13th.
He has, but he's made his second pit stop now.
Yes.
So it's all good. Well, it's not good. It's not in points anymore.
Well,
But
considering the fact that a lot of the people who were on Super Soft made their second stop and managed to stay in the points. Timo Kinnaman.
there are 4 people on Super Softs, and 1 of them is in the points.
Well then, it just shows you how good that Westwood car is.
The other one's like at the back.
Yeah, but it's Kip Maxwell. He couldn't even drag a DS to the win.
Well, that's cool. He was challenging Adrian Simon in that car last year.
Yeah, which is why I was so confused.
Maybe that just goes to show Timo Kinnaman is incredible.
Well, I have been saying it for a couple of years now. In fact, I think we've been saying it since his first couple of races when we saw him on a couple of fantastic one-stop strategies with fun Formula Virtual team. Some fantastic one-stops, keeping people behind him and actually taking the results.
I don't know if I'd describe him as incredible.
I would. The other thing is he's also been quite good for the development of the car this season. Obviously, last year Westwood gave him a decent package, and obviously the drivers do have quite a big role in testing parts and making sure they work, and telling the engineers really what they want the car to be able to do. And Kinnaman, having I think he's one of the few people to participate in every single race of Formula Virtual. He's got that experience. As we see someone go flying off there through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. That's not
a
nice.
dangerous rejoin.
Kinnaman won't be happy with that. I think that's Hoskins in front of him.
Actually, I think it's Davenport. It looked like Davenport's helmet, to be honest.
Let's have a look. Wait, no, that's not right, because it's not them.
No, but this is Adrian Simon on the back of Enrique Ruiz for second place.
Huh, so he's definitely managed to come back. I don't know if he'll be able to challenge his teammate, who's now got a pit stop over the entire field, pretty much. Just think about that for a second. We're just over halfway through. It's quite impressive.
Well, we are halfway through. We've completed 26 laps.
That's why I said we're just over halfway through.
Lewis Ellington suddenly found himself in 10th. He was 9th. I think he's just lost a place to Kinnaman.
Woo! Suits me. So, we're reaching a bit of a lull in the V-Prix, would you say, Bradley?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't just say that because I'm about to tell the rest of my terrible
No, I definitely wouldn't. Actually, I just want to give a shout out to someone. Aaron Einerson.
Okay, why?
Because he's not last.
Oh, he is not. You are correct.
In fact, in the battle of the new teams, and let's bear in mind all of them are still running, he's third. He's only behind the two North Stars, who I think it's fair to say look as though they have a bit of an advantage over First and Holmquist at the moment.
They have been showing some superior pace in the last couple of races, so I think they've probably been perhaps developing a bit more than the rest of the new teams. But now that you say he is doing a solid job, the most important thing is someone who's been ahead of him for most of this season, Kiara Thunder, and he's really showing how it's done, as we see Davenport peel into the pits then on lap 27. And breathe. Yellow flag in sector 2.
And
gone in now.
Gone.
Oh, Kip Maxwell showing everyone just how to drive, apparently.
What?
Did you not see him? He went up on two wheels going through Beckett's.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Well then. Shows how much attention you pay, doesn't it?
I'm paying attention now as we're seeing Adrian Simon following Enrique Ruiz through Stowe.
Very impressive.
Yeah. No, I was just... I mean... Einerson, he's been rather mocked by
Us.
fans, media, the commentary team, other team principal, basically everyone.
More or less. He's like the Max Chilton of Formula Virtual.
Oh, it's worse than that. He doesn't even finish.
Ha!
By pretty much everyone for his career, for his season so far, is down the inside of Jochen van Snelheid. That's a cracking little move from Kip Maxwell.
That's actually not bad, I'll give him that.
But but Einerson, he's been laughed at and criticised by pretty much everyone at the moment. But I mean, this is a solid performance, and let's not first definitely look like they have a quicker car than Holmqvist as well. Not as quick as North Star, no, but quicker than Holmqvist. Holmqvist definitely look like they have the slowest package out there. So for Einarsson to be ahead of both Hutchinson and Douglas Bacon, that's a mighty solid effort from the Icelandic driver.
I would have to agree with you. Actually, I can't actually find fault with any part of that.
Good. You know it's safer when you agree with me. As we see Adrian Simon looking to the inside of... but he's spun anyway, perhaps spun anyway.
And those soft tyres are looking a bit worse for wear now. Would you agree?
I would agree, but then we should expect him in the pits at the end of this lap. Yeah, 15.
Yes.
As we see these, we follow the two meteors of Halverson and Harrison around Stowe, and then cut back to a rather lonely Westwood coming up the Hanger Straight.
Sounds like a really terrible Beatles song name.
What?
Lonely Westwood up the Hanger Straight. Ooh. Sorry, I shouldn't be reading the news. It's just like my phone flicked up with a headline that interested me.
No worries.
I can't
Olin
read it out
Inman-
because it's quite controversial, but carry on.
Olin Inman has 25 seconds now back to Enrique Ruiz, so that is plenty more than a pit stop. And if he does indeed come in at the end of this lap, as we expect him to, as we go on board with Chiara Thunder chasing down Arden Hutchinson,
Yep.
if Olin Inman does indeed come into the pits at the end of this lap, as we expect him to, it would be interesting to see if he can get out ahead of Ruiz.
I think
And
will.
he is indeed in the pits. So, this is the moment of truth then. Out he comes, and Enrique Ruiz is absolutely nowhere to be seen.
Wow, it's like I can read the future.
Ruiz continues on then, so his soft tyres, he's managed to eke out an extra lap, but Simon is in the pits at the end of lap 30.
Yeah, not quite doing as well as his Monegasque teammate.
No, but I wonder if DS are going for the undercut there.
Probably not, because he came in the pits around the same time as his teammate.
Yes, but at the moment he's racing Ruiz. And they're pitting him before Ruiz. I mean, it's clear to see from the first stints that you can get these tyres 16, 17 laps.
True.
So, bringing him in 1 lap earlier.
Could prove to be a rather effective strategy call.
Inman's made his stop and come out, and he's still 11 seconds ahead of Ruiz.
And then comes the Lopez of, I believe, James Harding there. Yes, I am correct.
If it is, that would mark the first hard-tyred runner into the pits then for a pit stop, and I do believe you are correct.
I am, because we're seeing the words James Harding and the word pit right next to it.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the screen at the side. Yeah, and there you go. So though Harding then is the first hard-tyred runner into the pits for a scheduled stop. Obviously, Jochen van Snelheid, his teammate, and Carl Beckenbauer are the other hard-tyred runners. Van Snelheid pitted earlier with damage after running into the back of Milkovic, and Carl Beckenbauer is the only running driver yet to visit. No, he's not, because Chiara Thunder hasn't pitted yet either, and she's on the mediums.
She's done a cracker of a job to get him this far, but she needs to pit now if she's going to, gain anything from it.
Yeah, because she's already dropped down to the last runner in this V-Prix. That was Adrian Simon trying to go around the outside of Will Hoskins through Brookland, but he didn't quite pull it off as we've got contact into the pits. That's Marcus Thunder and Lewis Ellington, and I think that's going to be Thunder in the wall. It is, and out of the race then. From 10th place and a points position goes Marcus Thunder.
What even happened there? I just looked away from the screen for 2 seconds.
Let's have a look. We go on board with Thunder, and Ellington just cut across and forced them both into the pit lane.
Yeah, but you'd think that Thunder would be able to drive through the pit lane and come back out. It'd save him more time than, I don't know, crashing into a bloody wall.
Yes, but I mean that was silly from Ellington. You can't do that.
Not really. I mean, if you're going to come in the pits, you need to slow down and make sure there's a gap. It's like pulling onto the motorway or something.
Exactly. As out of the pits then comes Nathaniel Powers, having made his second stop.
I agree.
Good decision.
So,
And now own your soul.
what?
That's what you agreed to.
I don't recall. What?
With
So, unfortunately, it looks like Downton's last hope of points this race has just gone out the window.
Powers is 12th. Give him some credit.
He's, yeah, and?
He got spun round at the start. He's already made up like 12 positions.
Yeah, but he's not going to make any points. I
Yeah, but
reckon.
if he made another 12, he'd be winning. Although, the 11 cars in front of him would all need to retire.
Yeah. Most of them anyway. Some of them he might be able to get past on merit, as we're seeing Simon, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lap some people. And having a bit of trouble clearing that Joachim van Snelheid in the Lopez.
Yeah, but then it is tricky to let cars through around Maggots and Beckett without losing a shed load of time.
That is true. It's about finding a good balance between losing time and costing time.
And there he goes, letting the DS through and through as well. Then goes the fun of Carson Hoskins. No, Will Hoskins.
Carson Hoskins and
Yeah,
Will
that one.
Davenport.
As Joachim van Snelheid pits then for his first scheduled stop of the race.
And the sun is out.
Yeah, it most certainly is. Here
Now
at
that I've
Silverstone.
commented on it, it's going to go away again, isn't it?
It's a beautifully toasty 19 degrees.
I could quite do with a toasty at the moment, actually.
After the race, we'll go down to the cafe.
Yay! Core, I love toasties.
So let's just take a look through the order then. We've got Olin Inman leading at the moment. He is 29 seconds clear of his teammate, with both of them having made their second stops. Will Hoskins is running third, the highest placed medium runner. He's 31 seconds off the lead. And then Enrique Ruiz is fourth, right up Will Hoskins' gearbox, as we see on screen. John Matson fifth, running 34 seconds off the lead. And then Johan Halvorsen and Stuart Harrison, the two meteors, look as though they've maybe dropped back slightly. I don't think they've made their second stops yet, so not quite sure what's gone on there.
Don't know, I wasn't listening. I was just appreciating the sound of the engines.
The two meteors are behind Hoskins.
Oh yeah. They did both have rather long stops, and they were both involved in contact, as we see Kit Maxwell pull in the pits. They were both involved in contact earlier on in the race.
That could be it then.
And they haven't had their second stop yet, thus meaning they have only fixed their damage in their first stop. Mind you, that's Wagner on the... No, wait, no, that's Ruiz on the back of... You were just talking about that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Now I'm caught up.
As I think I think that might be our race leader, just lapping some... Nope, it's not, it's Simon. Never mind. Who's now half a minute behind his teammate. So Olin Inman continuing to find time.
He's just in a class of his own at the moment.
As we have a brief yellow flag in Sector 1, but it has vanished. And Ruiz and Hoskins are about to come up to lap. Quite a bit of traffic. This could play to Ruiz's advantage, and it is. Hoskins has been held up as they come through Maggots, and Ruiz is through into third.
That was actually quite an opportunistic move there. Seeing Will Hoskins getting held up by the Westwood and the first, and look at the gap he's managed to pull out already.
Yeah, so
and
following...
Hoskins is going to get bulked again. Sorry to cut across you, but he's going to get blocked again going through Stowe, which is not what he wants at all.
No, and following those cars, as you could see through Maggots and Beckett's, really hurt the fun there. As into the pits comes, that's Puccio Giordano, so that must be for his third stop.
Yeah. On, hang on.
As we see, that's Matson. Oh no, he's just trying to lap Maxwell. Never mind.
Oh, of course, because Giordano has been going a lap longer than the Westwoods.
He hadn't.
Hadn't
But-
he?
He's been lapped a couple of times, so he's probably only on
That might be his fourth stop then.
third
So
stop.
I think we saw him in the pits on lap 33.
I don't think we did. Oh, we've got contact there,
Oh.
and that is Stuart Harrison and Felix Bayer, and the Meteor and the AMR are tangled. Very, very weirdly.
They're dancing, Bradley.
Is that what they call it?
Well, they call it something else when children aren't listening.
I think I'd call it a calamity.
Oh, yeah, that. Look at that. That's something you don't see every V-Prix.
No, it's definitely not, and unsurprisingly, we have a yellow flag in the middle sector, and that is severely going to harm Stuart Harrison and Felix Bayers. I mean, Bayers was going pretty poorly anyway, but the yellow flag is gone now, and it looks as though maybe the cars have too. So I think they might have just both got away with that. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I can't see, what's his face anywhere on track.
No, or matey boy.
Yeah.
Just a note, Simon's just taken 2 seconds out of Olin Inman.
Oh, has he now?
He has.
Dude.
That's no, that's Halverson in the Meteor. So where is Harrison? He's not in the top 10 anymore, but Powers is! Ha! In your face!
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, briefly. Can we just red flag it now and call it a... As up the inside
would
of
get
James
half
Harding
a point.
goes the AMR of... We have a yellow flag in Sector 1.
Ellington.
It's Lewis Ellington. And
Boom.
no, Harrison is out!
Oh. Hopefully he's alright then.
But Bayer has continued. As Adrian Simon sets the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, that incident then has cost Stuart Harrison points in this V-Prix, just the very race after his maiden victory. There's a puff of tyre smoke as we come through Maggots and Beckett's. Watching, I believe, that is Carl Beckenbauer being chased by Felix Bayer, who was just involved in that incident. And here we go then, on board with Stuart Harrison. So Bayer down the inside, and the two of them just... Well, you certainly don't see that every day, do you?
Absolutely not. I mean, it was just... honestly, I've never seen anything like that.
But by Christ, was it funny.
Oh, it was.
As we see Nathaniel Powers running around in 10th
Last.
position,
Oh.
just ahead of Lewis Ellington.
And we are getting quite a way through this race now, on lap 39.
Yeah, we are.
And some of the runners have already been lapped twice. Well, all of the bottom teams.
And Kiara Thunder's been lapped 3 times. It's just really not the race she wanted at home.
No, not quite. And you think if Stuart Harrison was on the lead lap, then she would have had to do 3 laps just to get the position over him. Yellow flag in the middle sector. Let's see who's caused it.
Apparently no one.
Sound.
What's the gap now? The gap between the
23.
leaders. Yeah, 23.6. So Adrian Simon is suddenly rapidly closing on his Monegasque teammate.
Is it possible that Inman, the young feller, is I don't know why I have to say it like that. The
Feller.
the young feller
Who are?
been under the pressure. Is there a teammate has been putting on him?
I think, well, we've got 13 laps to find out, and he has 13 laps to hold on. So as long as he doesn't lose more than the second and a half a lap, he should be cracking.
Crack-a-lackin'. But obviously, you made that point, but obviously it's also the fact that they're on the same tyres.
Obviously.
So it is going to be a case of pace for pace. Are you even listening?
Obviously.
Obviously.
That car sounded sick to me.
That's what they all sound like. Listen.
As we have a yellow flag in the first sector, but it has disappeared now. What have we got going on? Alexei Novosinki is in 17th, still ahead of Karl Beckenbauer.
That's actually quite an impressive job from the Polski. Can I call him that?
It's probably racist somewhere. But
Is that because I know it, or is it because you just have this feeling? Or is it a bit of
I
both?
just have this feeling.
Fair enough. Now then, it's a bit of a lull at the moment, so...
No, we've just seen John Matson. This is John Matson and Johan Halvorsen running close on track for
Wait,
fourth
is that
place.
the position?
As down the inside of Novosinki looks Karl Beckenbauer, but he can't quite manage it as he looks to relegate the pole from a 17th position.
I wonder if what would it be like for Alexei if he ever got his first pole position. Like
The pole on pole.
exactly.
Oh,
That
but
would
Karl
be the
Beckenbauer now having to fight. No, he's being lapped.
He's
So we
being
shouldn't be
lapped.
fighting.
But he is, because he's an idiot. Mind you, there's a Westwood right on the back of a fun back there.
That must be Will Hoskins and Tumo Kinnaman then.
Ooh. Are you sure?
I be sure.
Are. So, okay. So obviously, last race, I think we had...
Oh, and we have a yellow flag in Sector 1.
Dang it.
But no, it's gone. And the gap between the leaders is now 22.8. So maybe Inman's just steadied the pace there and picked it up a little bit to try and hold off his charging French teammate.
Probably joined with a couple of deep breaths in the cockpit there to try and calm his nerves, because obviously he's been leading a V-Prix before, but he's never actually won.
No, and this is his fourth pole position of the season. The first three, well, to be fair, every race up until now, he doesn't look to have had the race pace to legitimately challenge for a victory.
No, I mean, last time out in Spain, I think he was probably on the wrong strategy. But here, he's on the right strategy, and he's actually got his leads and things like that, and he's managing everything just right. He's been managing the pace the whole race.
Yeah, it's been a mighty impressive performance so far from the young Monegasque, but he still has 10 laps to go at the end of this one, so let's not build him up too soon.
Okay, if you insist. But we've got Karl Beckenbauer still running behind Novosinki. The Polski, I'm going to say it anyway, won't let him pass. But of course he's got softer tyres on than the German. So the second he makes a pit stop, Karl Beckenbauer is just going to go sailing through anyway. Oh, As I think that was a hairdryer riding past my window. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. It's gone back in now.
I wonder if that was Stuart Harrison coming back to the pits on his on one of those crappy little mopeds they have around the circuit.
That must have been the hairdryer sound.
Exactly.
Boom. We're like Sherlock and Watson. I'm Sherlock. He's Watson.
Get bloody stuffed.
I would rather not. I'll save the stuffing for my turkey at Christmas.
As we hit 10 laps to go then in this V-Prix and jump on board with our race leader. He's put in the job so far. He's just got 10 more laps and one more pit stop, probably, to go.
2 laps.
As down the inside of Nowasinki, but
Nope.
not quite.
Noah Sinky wasn't having any of that.
He should be Nowasinki.
He is Noah Sinky.
No, I said no, Asinki.
Oh, I get it. It's not funny.
No.
I'm just kidding, Bradley. I just said that to hurt your feelings.
That's because you're a fool person.
Hang on, that's a Westwood ahead of a Fun there. And Maxwell isn't anywhere near Davenport.
Yeah, no, I think I called it wrong earlier. It was Kinnaman defending from Carson Davenport. Because Hoskins is sick.
Oh yeah, and Wagner is between
very solid drive. As Elroy Wagner finds himself in 7th once again. He's had 3 point-scoring finishes so far this season, and they've all been 7th. As into the pits comes Carson Davenport from 8th place. So Timo Kinnaman will breeze through as we have a yellow flag briefly in Sector 1, but it's gone now. Where is Davenport gonna feed back out then? As Beckenbauer gets rather sideways, trying to chase down Nowasinki into Village, but so he can't quite get the power on. Don't think he's quite going to have the grunt down the Wellington Straight then to outdrag the North Star and get a move into Brooklands. Or he is actually, he's cut to the inside, and Carl Beckenbauer down the inside of Nowasinki at Brooklands, and I think he's finally gone through into 17th place.
There's Davenport. Alright, so where's the Westwood of Timo Kinnaman?
Well, Davenport's just pitted, so
Alright.
in theory, quite far up the road.
I wasn't listening, to be honest. So now it'll be interesting to see if Davenport can make use of that undercut on Kinnaman, who I assume will be pitting this lap. A, because his tyres will probably be shot to pieces, and B, to respond really to the threat from the Fun.
Yeah, what tyres is Davenport on? The softs?
Shifts. And Hoskins on the mediums.
Yeah.
Here comes Beckenbauer again, looking up the inside of Nowasinki through Stowe, but again the outside line proves to come up trumps for Nowasinki. And now he's under
I didn't get that move done earlier.
Sorry?
Beckenbauer didn't get that move done earlier.
Nope.
So Davenport pitted from 8th and came out in 9th.
That's not bad. And look who's still 10th.
Yeah, but it's still a point.
No, that's what I meant. I meant it was a good thing. And Beckenbauer's lost a lot of ground now on Alexei Nowasinki.
Yeah, he has. He lets the leaders through, and that is Adrian Simon, who has just lapped Carson Davenport, both of whom have just lapped Carl Beckenbauer.
Woo!
As we see Johan Halverson toddling around, just trying to hang on to the coattails of John Matson. But the in front on soft tyres as Halverson gets very, very sideways.
Very sideways. I mean, he's been having quite a quiet but productive afternoon, really, hasn't he?
He has. He sat there solidly in 5th position, I believe.
Yeah.
As Matson puts a lap on James Harding.
But Halverson isn't too far behind him now. He was quite far back.
But Halverson is slowly dropping back. Halverson on the medium tyre and obviously Matson on the soft. Although we can expect Matson into the pits.
And we might
probably at the end of this lap.
Yeah, we might see Meteor actually take these tyres to the end then if they think that it's going to benefit them. But it'd be a strategy call they have to make this lap.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. What was it, 23 they came in on?
23 or 24. Either way, it's going to be tricky to get them to the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Joachim van...
Still ahead of Beckenbauer.
I'll tell you what. Joachim van Snelheid has quite impressed me this V-Prix actually.
Has he?
He was last at the start of the V-Prix and he's made his way up to 14th in a car that arguably isn't that good anymore.
Well, now here's a question. Is it that that car isn't any good anymore? Because earlier in the season it was fighting for major points and podiums and even got a pole position, albeit in the wet. So is it that that car isn't any good anymore, or is it that all the other cars are just better? I'll give you a hint, it's the latter.
It's the second one.
Bingo!
Oh yes! I'm so good at these games.
See, and this is why we employ this guy.
Because I'm smart, clever.
That and for his looks.
Well, I am quite a dashing individual.
Because in the commentary box no one has to see him.
That was brutal. Timo Kinnaman enters the pits behind Inman, who's just literally had a blink and you miss it pit stop. That's impressive stuff from the DS guys.
Do you know, and I did blink and I did miss it.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
Got a yellow flag in the middle sector and it's quite a lengthy one.
Yes.
Oh, it's gone now, never mind.
Waluigi.
Where did that even come from?
My
As
mouth.
we see Enrique Ruiz just breeze past the one of the North Stars and up into second place now, Ruiz, because obviously both the DS have made their final pit stop then, and Inman still leads fairly comfortably while Adrian Simon drops back to 5th, although all those in front of him should have to pit again, and indeed in comes Jean Matson.
Carson Davenport has come out ahead of Timo Kinnaman has come out behind Carson Davenport. So that undercut strategy that Fun were going for has paid off.
But let's not forget Davenport was ahead anyway.
No, he wasn't. Davenport
Yes,
was
he was.
behind and Hoskins was ahead.
Hoskins is right up there.
Yeah, I know, he's in 5th.
Yeah.
Not racing Kinnaman anymore. And really, I'm
No,
thinking...
but we were on
what-
about Davenport and Kinnaman.
Yes, we were.
And then you threw Hoskins into the mix.
Just because I could, just to confuse you. But speaking of Hoskins, I think he's going to be very glad that he got the move from Westwood when he did. He got a good result with him in France, obviously. Spain, after Spain, with Spain and this V-Prix, he's been with Fun, and he's, again, produced some rather good drives.
Yeah, in a car that you could argue is much better than the Westwood at the moment, and actually much better than any previous cars that Fun have produced.
Yeah, I mean, this is already the most points they've ever scored in a season.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think. I could be mistaken.
As into the pits then comes, that's Johan Halvorsen then.
No, it's
so
not.
with, yes it is.
No, it's not.
Yes it is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
That's a meteor. It's Johan bloody Halvorsen. Get over it.
Sorry, I
So
was just being an idiot.
yes, I'm aware. And also Will Hoskins. So the two medium runners that
Long
are well
stop
up
for
the
Will
field.
Hoskins. Sorry to cut across you, but he's been sat there for a while now, Bradley. He's still in the pits. He's losing a lot of positions now, and he's going to be frantically on at his team to get out.
Was that a Holmquist without a front wing I just saw flash by?
Probably make it go faster.
It is, and it's spun, and it's Kiara Thunder. So her race from hell goes from bad to worse. As I've just noticed she still hasn't pitted.
And Hoskins has only just left the pits. So he's lost a lot of places there in that altercation.
Well, to be fair, he's only lost one because he was behind Matson anyway. So he's only lost out to Wagner, as finally in from second comes Enrique Ruiz. So Franklin couldn't quite eke the tyres out to the end of this race. And it'll be interesting to see where Ruiz is going to come out in comparison to Adrian Simon, who was just coming up the hang straight.
In comes
As
Nathaniel
also in
Powers.
comes Nathaniel Powers from 10th.
Oh, so that's probably going to cost them their points. which is a big shame for the team as they
Point.
really need. Oh yeah, my bad. It's a long pit stop for Ruiz as well. Obviously, a lot of people have been caught up in various incidents, and now it's coming back to bite them in the bum.
As Adrian Simon sets the fastest lap then to take it away from his teammate, and yeah, so Simon is well ahead into second place.
And Powers
as Nathaniel
is still there.
Powers is still sat in the pits as well. It's another long stop.
And all this has promoted Kip Maxwell to 11th.
And James Harding into the points on the hard tyres.
Wow. Now there's something I didn't see coming. I mean, he has driven fairly well. He's not driven outstandingly. But he's sort of... For me, James Harding is quite a good, consistent driver. He'll always sort of get the job done. But not an outstanding job, if you know what I mean.
He'll do an average job day in, day out.
Yeah. He's like your typical 9-to-5er. He'll just come to work, do the same thing over and over, which is good when you've got a car that can score points, but not so good when you're in the position of Lopez, where they sometimes ever slightly need just a standout performance to put themselves up in the points, which at the moment, I have to say, James Harding still isn't delivering, because he's going to come under threat now from Kip Maxwell possibly, although no one is actually around him on the track at the moment, so I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but there's 3 laps remaining for them. Oh, I am wrong. There's Max. No, I am right. Sorry, there's Maxwell and there's Harding.
Yes. So that is that must be then Elroy Wagner chasing a West. No,
That's Enrique
Halverson.
Ruiz trying to
That's
lap a
Ruiz
Westwood.
chasing Maxwell
Yep,
to lap him.
you are correct.
And yes,
And
you're
he's
right.
lapping.
Actually, that is James Harding. So Maxwell on the super soft tyres compared to Harding's hards. You've got to imagine he's got a very good chance.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially considering he was actually not ahead of Harding when he made his pit stop, was Maxwell. He's already
And
made...
in fact,
Ooh,
he's right with him as they
ooh.
head round Kopf, but he thinks better of a dive up the inside. But they've now got, it's Maggots and Beckers too, but he's going to have to make the move quickly because they've only got 2 laps left. He's up ahead. Enrique Ruiz gets very, very sideways and nearly throws away his 50 laps of hard work.
Look at the run that Maxwell has got on Harding now. Thanks.
Down the
He's gonna
hanger
dive
straight.
down the inside.
And
He's going to make a move down into Stowe. Oh, he spun it, but he holds the place. Is he going to come under attack now? No, he's being lapped by Harrison. Although he is slightly under attack, but we cut away. So, no, he's actually managed to stay ahead of both of them. And he's actually used the front runner to his best benefit to stay ahead of...
Harding.
Yeah, the same guy I said earlier. And he's actually done a great job to lift himself up in the points, considering he was running in about 19th at one time.
Yeah, as that's Alexei Nowosinski leaving the pits while his teammate Judson Sykes sits at the end of the pit lane. So Alexei Nowosinski looks as though he's going to have the upper hand on his teammate in this race.
Which he'll be chuffed to no ends about. Is that the right way to say that?
Yeah, why not?
YOLO.
As our race leader then, Olin Inman, starts the final lap of the 2016 British V-Prix, and I don't want to curse him, he still has a chunk of corners to go, but
He's driven a fantastic race. There we go. Now
oh
he's
god,
potentially
Olin, I'm
first.
so sorry.
Nah, the team would have been telling him to back off on this last lap. He's got about 20 odd seconds back to second place. It's actually close to around 30 now, I think.
I think it's even more than that, actually.
It could be, but I mean, he could afford to slow down at the finish line, stop off for a tea and a biscuit, and still roll his car over to finish in first place. He won't, because he's a professional, but I'm just saying if he were like me. But I'll hand this bit over to you.
Yeah, as he heads up the hangar straight then for the final time. And he has actually got a gap of 42 seconds back to Adrian Simon. So this final stint has been electric from Olin Inman, but he's been brilliant throughout as he rounds Vale and Club for the final time. The fans are on their feet, they're cheering, they're loud. It's DS and it's Olin Inman with his maiden victory in Formula Virtual. The Monegasque will stand on the top step of the podium for the first time, and we will hear the Monaco national anthem. And we're going to have to wait a very, very long time for anyone else to cross the finish line.
I think the Monegasque national anthem is actually, I think it goes, money, 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 must be funny in a rich man's
there's
world.
contact. That's Adrian Simon. That's the guy in second. And it's contact with Kiara Thunder, who is without a front wing, and he's sideways through Stowe. But I think he's just going to hold on in that perfectly. That last lap sums up Adrian Simon's race, really. It's been fast and fierce, but fraught with incidents. Adrian Simon comes through to collect second place. It's a 1-2 for DS then. And in third, we're just waiting for Enrique Ruiz to take the final podium spot. And there he is then, round Club and across the line. Ruiz, his second podium in as many races. And through in fourth, Johan Halvorsen. Matson rounds out the top five. But I mean, this race has been thoroughly dominated by this man that we're on board with, Olin Inman. He struggled in the first few races, 4 race pace. He took his 4th pole position here. He's had 3 before and failed to convert any of them. His 4th one was the charm. Olin Inman, the British V-Prix winner of 2016.
So it's a fantastic result for Olin Inman then, his maiden victory and 45 seconds clear of his teammate as DS Mathishaw pick up another 1-2. Enrique Ruiz completes the podium. Johan Halvorsen in a solid 4th. Unfortunately, his teammate Stuart Harrison retired after that bizarre incident with Felix Bayer, along with Marcus Thunder and Nikolai Milkovic, who were also caught up in incidents. In the Drivers' Championship, Olin Inman has vaulted 2 places up to 2nd, past Halvorsen, and Harrison now sits 100 points, 11 behind teammate Adrian Simon. Carson Davenport has also moved past Jochen van Snelheid into 9th place. Kip Maxwell has moved up past Nathaniel Powers into 19th, and Aaron Einerson still sits at the bottom of the Drivers' Championship. But in the Constructors, it's DS Mathishaw who still lead. Franklin now, though, have jumped 2 spots into 3rd. Lopez have gone down 2 into 5th. Ingram sits in 4th. But that's all from our race here today at Silverstone. So from both me and Harry, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for round 8 from Hockenheim, Germany.